If I told you that the day when you're going to finally feel ready is never ever going to happen, how would you proceed forward with life? A lot of people think that confidence is what comes first. They think that in order to achieve a goal, you need to be confident first, but no, you just need to take action. Go look back at the first video that I ever made and you will see just how unconfident I am. But the only thing that mattered is the fact that I took action and I got to a place where I am right now where I feel so much more confident in my abilities. Because back then, what I needed wasn't confidence. I just need to take the action first. If you're not taking action, then nothing's going to ever happen. You can be confident all you want, but when you are not actually taking the action to doing the thing that you want, you're quite literally never going to get there. One thing in this life that I have learned is that you will never ever feel ready for what you actually want to do. There's never going to be a perfect guidebook on how you're going to achieve that goal, how you're going to get into that relationship with that person that you want so bad, how you're going to end up passing your finals. There's just never going to be a guidebook in this life. If there was a guidebook on how to do things, the process just wouldn't be as enjoyable because you would already know what's coming next. Like life literally would not be worth living if you already knew how to achieve your goals. If you just keep waiting for the day where you're gonna finally muster up the courage to go do that thing that you want to do so badly, you will quite literally never ever get there. And I know that that sounds harsh to say, but I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to take that first step and see where it leads you. And I promise you, once you try, for the first 5 times when you keep on trying, you're probably not even gonna get anywhere close to where you expected yourself to be. But listen, that is okay, and I do believe that that is a part of the process. Let's for a second imagine how boring it would be if you were to study something, or say that you were to make your first video or whatever, and that imagine like the first time you do it, you're just so good at it to the point where you get like 10 million views, and now like you've already achieved your goal. That would be so boring. Like, what's even the point in that? Then it's just like, what have you even learned? What story do you have to tell other people? What story can you tell yourself on your last day on this earth? What are you going to tell yourself about everything you've achieved? If you are achieving things that you want so fast, then it's like there's no process behind it either. So what's even the point? The process is definitely what makes this life worth living. Can you guys imagine if there were two people who wanted to date each other and then they just decided to date? Like, they didn't do any talking like before, they didn't even get to learn about each other. How boring would that be? That's like basically just getting into a relationship without even doing like the work before it. Like, you don't want to know how the person feels, like the first hug. You don't even want to get to know like their favorite color. You don't want to know anything about them. That's literally so boring if you just kind of achieve the goal of having a relationship, but you guys never even got to know each other. And my point here is that this same scenario that I just said applies to your goals too. You can't just imagine yourself just get that goal the next day without even doing the process that goes behind it. I used to do this thing where I would be like watching so many motivational videos. I'd be like, okay, yep, I'm about to do this thing, I'm about to achieve this goal. Then I just keep looking at motivation videos. But then the thing is, I would literally not even go do anything about it, because you can listen to all the motivation videos that you want, but until you actually take that first step, you're literally not gonna get anywhere. A perfect example is definitely this video itself. Can you guys imagine that I'm just sitting here and I'm just saying all of these words, then you behind the screen, you're just sitting there like, okay, well, I'm just, whatever she's saying to me, it's going from one ear out to the other. That would be so lame. Like, you have to actually take whatever it is that I'm saying and you have to actually apply it to your own life, because you're quite literally not even gonna feel any difference in your life if you are not gonna take any action for yourself. If you really feel unprepared about something, then that is okay. That is literally what it's supposed to be like before you take that first step. And there is always so many people around you to help you. There's literally Google. You can Google something up and you will learn about a new topic within literally the first 1 minute that you search it. You have friends around you that you can always ask for advice. Literally ask literally anyone about their opinion on something and they will give you what they think, and then you can take their opinion and make it into something of your own. Feeling unprepared is literally never ever an excuse to not go do what you actually want to do. It is okay to feel unprepared, but that doesn't mean that you just run away from yourself and what you really want. In my sophomore year, I took this test, which was $100, and I ended up failing that test when I got the results. I did not get the results that I hoped for. So then when time came around and then it was time for me to take another test, it's optional, but it's like good if you do take it. it was also gonna be $100. So for me, that was already a big risk. And then I ended up not taking that other test because I was okay, well, I already failed my first test, so the chances that I'm gonna fail again are very likely. Now that I think about it, I kind of regret not taking the opportunity for that test because now I'm just sitting here wondering, like, damn, what would have happened if I actually tried? Like, what if I actually did sign myself up for it? Like, maybe it would have not been like, if I passed or not, maybe it would have not been that, but at least I would have known that I tried. Every single time that one of my friends are like, OMG, that person, I like them so much, what should I do? My first advice to them is just go do it. Like, if you're already thinking about something, then just go do it. What is the point of literally sitting here and just being here? What is the point of that? You're not even living your life at that point. You're just sitting here, and there is no fun in that at all. I cannot kid you guys enough, but this life is literally meant to be lived. My friends are always like, okay, well, I'm scared. I'm like scared to talk to that person. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do good on my dance show like today. I'm just like, you know what, just go do it. Because like, who even cares if you end up not doing good at something? Who even cares? Like, who's even gonna be looking at you? When I made my first video, I was so scared. I was OMG, like, I look like an idiot, like blah blah blah, this and that. But then I'm like, you know what, who even cares? Because at the end of the day, it's for yourself. It was for me. At the end of the day, every single thing that you do in this world, it should always be for yourself. It should always be because it's something that you want to put out to the world and it makes you happy. Because also, staying on this topic, do not do anything that you don't want to do. Because I know that sometimes people do this thing where they want to force you into doing things that you don't like doing, but that doesn't mean that you have to do them. Say that you did fail at something, and that doesn't mean that you're not going to have better opportunities. Like, let me use the example of like a person again. Say that you want to really talk to that person, but then turns out that they didn't like you back, so now the story has just ended there. So now that doesn't mean that you're not going to find another person that's going to be wanting to talk to you. Just because one thing doesn't work out, that doesn't mean all of the rest of the things don't work out after that either. There is literally a version of you on the other side of all of the actions that you have taken or that you will take, that is so confident and is so proud of like herself, himself, whatever. Like, you know, there's a version of you that is just so proud, and honestly, you should be proud that you tried. But what I will not be proud of is if you are just sitting there not even trying. I hope that my sister doesn't hear this because she's like in like the room over there, but she has like a bunch of stuff in her room where it's like hobbies and stuff, because she has a piano, she has a guitar, she has like a bunch of sewing stuff. And then I always talk to her about the fact that she never actually really got into any of like these things. She has a guitar, but she has never really learned it, or like she hasn't really mastered it. And she has a piano too, and she never really learned that fully either. And if I'm being honest, she probably isn't the best at playing any of those things. But I think what's just impressive to me is the fact that she has all of those things in her room, and that she at least she tried. You know, maybe they're just sitting there, but at least it's the fact that it made her happy at one point in her life. It did. Maybe she didn't get to the goal that she really wanted to, but she still tried. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you try at least. And one day I do believe that she will find that one hobby that is just right for her. But just because she hasn't found it yet, that doesn't mean that she's just gonna give up. While you are sitting here waiting for the right time to go do that thing that you want to achieve so badly, there is someone that is in the same exact position as you, same mindset, same everything, and they're actually doing it. Stop watching other people live their dreams and start living yours. Because I promise you, while you are sitting there watching that TV show that you like so much, that movie, you are literally watching someone live their dream, someone acting. Yeah, that was probably their dream. This microphone right here that I'm looking at right now, this was someone's dream to like make this. This is someone achieving their goals. So where's your goals? The sad truth is that most people will honestly never start. I know that you probably have some friends or some people that you know where it's like they're really good at doing something, and you know that they would have so much potential if they started it, but they never do it. It's because I genuinely do believe that most people will almost never ever make it to what they actually want to do because they don't even want to try. Along the pathway of when you are achieving all your goals and when you are trying for yourself, you will end up meeting people who will not believe in you, or people that will just try to make you feel embarrassed for trying. But let me tell you something, most of those people are projecting, because when they see that you are actually trying and that you are not giving up, then that makes them think about the times when they could have tried but they didn't. So of course they're gonna get mad at you when they see that you're doing so good on your own path when they never even tried on their path. You should never ever feel judged for going after what you really want. Do not live this life with the mindset that, oh, every single step that I take, I'm just constantly gonna feel judged, and don't feel such a negative way about trying for yourself. There is quite literally so many things in this life that people can do. People become artists, people become, I don't know, like nail techs. People do so many things these days. People like get into like national, like, I don't know, like sports leagues, whatever. And I think that is honestly so cool. The fact that someone really had a passion for something and they just kept on chasing after it until they got there. And even once they get there, it's never over. There's always so much more to experience in this life. But all I'm saying is that you're just never ever gonna be able to even get there if you don't even want to experience the small things first. You have to experience the small ups and downs. And just because there are periods in your journey where you are going unnoticed, that doesn't mean that you just give up on yourself. Because even in those periods and phases of when you're trying to achieve your goal, you will have times where you feel like that you're not even noticing yourself and that other people aren't even noticing your hard work and your hard effort. That doesn't mean that you just stop right there. That is the most stupidest thing ever. If the only person that is seeing all of your hard work is literally you, then so be it. Then that's good that at least you can see, because the fact that you can see your own hard work is honestly all that you will ever need. Because there could be 100 million people that appreciate your hard work, but as long as you don't appreciate what you're doing, then you will never ever even be happy with it. And honestly, most of the times, even if you feel unprepared, you don't even need to be prepared. Like, you don't need all of like the things that you think that you need in order to achieve that goal. And what I mean by that is, for example, if someone really wants to become an artist, they don't need all like the fancy paints and all of like the big canvases to start. They can just start on like a piece of paper and just $3 paint. You don't need like the most biggest things in order to make it somewhere. You can literally start out small, but at least you're still starting out somewhere. Just start small and then start building it up slowly. Because if you think about it, life is going to pass you by anyways. So might as well at least like let it pass by, knowing that you're still actively staying consistent with your goals and everything that you want to achieve. I just want you to know that most people also, they're not even looking at whatever you're doing. They're just waiting until you get to your end goal. Like, you ever realize how whenever you achieve something or there's like an accomplishment, people don't celebrate like whenever you're in the middle of achieving that thing. They only celebrate you whenever you've actually done your goal and you've completed it. So if you're only trying to achieve your goals just for the purpose of getting validation from other people, just know that that will never ever happen. Because most of the times people, they really don't even care until you've actually gotten there. So whatever long process that you're about to take, all of the ups and the downs, only you are going to experience them. And just let it be like that. You're the one that gets to watch yourself grow. And I think that is like the best thing ever. I hope that this video was able to help someone. And I just want you to know that whatever it is that you end up doing in this life, I hope that is something that is meaningful to you. And I want you to know that I'm so proud of you for even clicking on this video, because guess what? You clicking on this video was literally the first step to you achieving whatever your goal is, because of the fact that that shows me that you're trying.